Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about how to create your Google Analytics and Google Search Console and install the tracking link on your site so it can start tracking all of your traffic. So let's hop over here. So obviously you need to create your Google Analytics account if you haven't done that. Just go to Google and type in Google Analytics and then go to their site and just follow the prompts to create your account. You'll enter some personal information and then of course information about your website. Be sure that as you enter that data in, that you're entering it exactly how it looks on your domain. So if your domain does not have www on it, then don't put www in it here. If you are not sure what your domain actually is, wherever you purchased it from, if you got it from like GoDaddy or if you got it through SiteGround or whatever, just go to where you purchased it and look at exactly what it says there, and that is actually what you need to put here. They'll all lead back to the same place, but these are like different paths that you want to make sure the traffic is being tracked in the right direction. So part of the setup process will take you basically to this page for this property, and it's going to give you this code here, which of course this page is going to take forever to load. And this global site tag here is the piece of code that you're going to want to put over onto your website. And so two places, as I mentioned here in the blog post, one is in your customizer. So the first place, see if you have the option to do it in your customizer. So you come over here. I'm on a Genesis theme, and most Genesis themes do have this, but there are a few non-Genesis themes that also have this. So you just have to check and see how your theme is set up. You'll go to theme settings if you have this setting, and then header, footer, scripts. And then you have these two little boxes. One is the header, one is the footer. So this isn't headers and footers, like, you know, words that you want to show up in the footer section of your blog. This is actually a place to enter scripts. And so if you do have this, then you will paste this global site tag, all of this right here, into this box, hit publish, and then hit that X, and it'll go back to your site. Now, if you do not have this, then you will install a headers and footers plugin. And then once it's installed and activated, you can hover over settings and it'll pull up right here. And it'll pretty much look like that other box. You'll have two boxes, and so you'll paste it in this top one here and then hit save. And then once that's done, you can test the traffic, which should show you if you're on your site. Once you get all this done and set up, you definitely want to follow the instructions for filtering your own IP address. So for, you know, from that point forward, your own visits won't be registered. Okay, so now we've got the Google Analytics tracking. Now remember, many themes come pre-installed with a Monster Insights plugin. And so if you have that plugin, I personally recommend that you just delete it. You don't have to use it. I prefer to have the tracking installed directly on the website and not via a plugin. Plugins fail. Plugins also can cause conflicts with other plugins. And also too many plugins slow your site down. So if there's things you can do manually, that is highly advised over having a plugin for everything. And so, but if you do choose to use the plugin like Google Analytics Dashboard for WordPress or Monster Insights, do not install your code manually like I just showed you, because then that will put the code twice on your site and it will cause false results for your traffic. So next, we are going to do our Google Search Console. And basically, it's just google.com/webmasters. And so you'll go through again to set up your account, create the property. Part of creating the property, it's going to ask you, I'm going to open this up here. When it gets to the part of your setup wizard for you to install your tracking to connect it, it should show you 4 options to do so. I recommend the HTML tag version. And you will simply copy this. It's a meta name, Google Site Verification. You'll copy this piece of code right here, right? All of that. And you will come back over here to wherever you entered that other code, and you'll scroll down to the very last thing. You'd hit enter, and then you would paste it right here. And so you see I have a Pinterest thing in here. This header script is where you'll put any tracking code. So when you get to the point of validating your site for Pinterest, this is where that will go. If you ever apply for ad networks, you will paste their tracking code in here. Anytime you're being told to add this piece of code right before the closing head tag, this is where that piece of script will go. And so let me go back here. So you need the one from here, the Google site tag, and you'll need this one. Once you put it here, you hit publish, exit out, right? You're completely out of the customizer. Then you come back over here and you'll hit verify, and it'll circle for a minute, and then it will verify that it located that this tag here. And now it's communicating with your site, basically. And so once those two things are done, you have your analytics account set up and connected. You have your search console set up and connected. Now you want to come over here to your Google Analytics. So it's kind of a three-part process. I don't know why they couldn't put it all in like one website, but you know, we learn when we have to do difficult things like this. So give me just a second for this to load. I say a second, it might be longer. And so you'll come here to acquisition, search console. You can hit queries. Now for you, if you've never done this step, once you get all that other stuff set up, you will not have any data here. You will have a box right here in this top left corner that says that basically you need to connect it. And so there'll be a button for you to click on that, and then you'll follow through the steps to connect Google Analytics to your Google Search Console. And so why is this important? Well, Google Analytics tracks everything, no matter where your traffic is coming from, whether it's Google, Yahoo, Bing, Pinterest, social media, email, whatever. Google Search Console tracks everything that happens via Google. So all of your traffic that stems directly from Google. And so you can hop over here to see like what Google organic traffic is, what search queries you're being, found for. And you should come over here from time to time just to check things. But if you're already in analytics, it's so much nicer to be able to just click to this other little tab here and see all that same information. So everything you see here is actually everything right here. It's the same information. Why is it important to have both of them? Because your search console, this one here, is actually where you're going to submit your sitemaps. And so once you get to that part during the back-end SEO part of training, then this is where you're going to submit those sitemaps. You can't submit them in Google Analytics. And so remember, set up your analytics, set up the Google Search Console, and then connect the two together. Now, also remember, like I said before, make sure that what is showing here is the correct version of your domain. Also, if you already have a site and say you're adding another property to it, or during the setup process, if you're not sure, you'll see this here when it gets to the point of you validating your property. Choose this one, URL prefix, and put in your full, again, make sure it's the correct one. If you don't have www in your domain, then do not put it here. This one is a lot easier to validate than going through this step. So always choose the URL prefix, type it in here, hit continue, and then it'll continue on with the setup wizard. And again, like I said, any other scripts that you need to add, if you have this headers and footers in your customizer, then you do not need a headers and footers setting plugin. You will insert every piece of code. You can see I have my Pinterest tag. If you are trying to install a pop-up for your email that pops up on every single page on your site, you could install that code here as well, and it'll apply it across your entire blog. Or you can do it by individual category or page or whatever. So I hope this all made sense. If you have any comments or it's just not making sense to you, just drop me a comment below and I'll see if I can help you out. Bye-bye.